Well, I'll just start now by introducing myself. My name's Katinka, and I've been teaching art for about, I don't know, 17 years. I'm not good at counting. Not my whole life, but long enough. I've been doing art my whole life, though. My first job was working for an art teacher, though. Color is my passion. I consider myself a chromophile, and I hope that all of you will be before you leave here. And I just want to get an idea of your experience with art and color. How many people here are professional artists? We got 2 professional artists. Okay. How many people here are amateurs and feel like they don't, when they're painting, they make mud all the time? Sometimes? Okay. How many people feel like they're comfortable with color but just want to learn a little bit more? Okay, so most of you know the basics. I am going to go over the basics and then I'll kind of sweep up from there. But since some people don't know the very basics, I will do that. And one of the main things I'm going to do is go over how to use a color wheel, because I find, hi, we will set you up. Go ahead and sit in the middle there. One of the things I find is that a lot of people get confused with a color wheel. They know what a color wheel is. They know their primaries, they know their secondaries, they know their tertiaries, they know how to make green. But other than that, they kind of get lost with it. Also, if anybody wants to take their color wheel home, you can just give the gallery a $5 donation and you can take the color wheel. And if anybody prefers a bigger one, if they have small eyes like me, just let me know. Same price. And we'll get you all the materials too as well. Yeah, she'll get all the materials. Okay, so we've got our primary colors. So this is a basic color wheel that is just kind of a reference. So we've got our red, yellow, and blue, which are our primaries. And it's good that it will help us if we want to make something like an orange. We can remember if we have a yellow and a red, we can remember which colors will make an orange. It's really good for helping us in that way. Something like this is a lot more detailed. Let me get a bigger one. So this is very specific. You've got your colors across the top here, and you just match them up. So you take violet, or you take red and add yellow, and you get an orange color. Now these are never the best colors. They're always a little bit off. As you can see, that is not a beautiful orange. But there's also a problem with color wheels. And not just this color wheel and this color wheel, but almost every color wheel. If you take a primary red and mix it with a primary blue, you cannot get every purple. And not every red will make a beautiful purple. So that's one of the other things we're going to discuss, is how to do that, what a color wheel is good for, what a color wheel isn't good for. So with this, you can figure out a red and a yellow will get you an orange. Not necessarily the best orange, but that helps that way. Here we've got values. Values are just the lightness or darkness of a color. This is just grayscale. With our colors, the lightness and darkness, the value you can do by adding white. So if you had blue, you can add a little bit of white and you'll get a lighter blue. You can add a lot of white, you get a pale blue, and that's called a tint. You can add black and you get a shade. Now, if you are doing something like skin tone and you add black, it winds up looking very gray and kind of dead. So adding a darker color like purple or dark blue or even dark green will make it look a lot more lively and still darken it. You have a couple of pieces of paper here. One of them is going to be for notes that you can either paint or write. So if you're like, oh, I want to remember how to do this, and it's mixing colors, you can actually mix the colors on here and then write what you've done. And then the other one is going to be for a paint project we're going to do towards the end. Okay, so the first concept is that we're going to do is cool versus warm.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, anytime.
For face skin tone, you said purple and dark green,
Or
and then white.
besides, no.
Okay.
If you have a skin tone already that you want to darken,
Oh, okay.
then you would, instead of adding black to darken it, you would want to add any dark color besides black.
Okay, got it.
So a purple, a dark green, a dark blue, a dark red. A black will just make it look gray and not very lively. Thank you for asking. So does everybody understand the concept of cool and warmth with the color wheel? So the cool colors, the greens through violets, tend to be the same color as cold things. Rain, water, ice, things that we think of as cold in the first place. And the warm colors are the opposite. We've got our yellows, our reds and our oranges, the color of fire and the sun. So that's an easy way to remember it. So that is fairly easy to remember. But what a lot of people don't realize is within every hue, we also have that. So if you look at your palette, you have a warm yellow and another yellow that's a little bit cooler. You have a warm blue and a cooler blue. A warm red and a cooler red. Do you see that? Yes.
I usually do see it, but with yellows, I have trouble seeing the difference.
So with this one's actually not very cool. So yellows tend to be warm, and there's just one is warmer than the other.
Like with these, I can tell, like lemon yellow is cooler, cadmium yellow is like warmer, but with those, it's kind of hard to tell.
So they are both leaning towards red,
Okay,
but this one leans more towards
Okay.
red.
that makes sense. Thank you.
Okay. So what we are going to do is, okay, so if you were going to make an orange, which of these yellows would you use? The warm, exactly. So if you had only one yellow in your paint box, which would you choose?
The white ones?
The light one. Okay. What about if you only had one red?
The bright one?
The bright one. And which color would make the best purple?
Probably the cooler red. Yeah, the cooler blue.
Exactly. So ideally, most people have one of each primary color. If they can only afford 8 paints or so, they have one of each primary and one of each secondary. That gives them one red, one yellow, and one blue, and one green, one purple, and one orange. If you have a palette like this, you will have all the primaries and 2 of each of the secondaries. You will have a bright secondary and you will have a dull secondary. So if you wanted to mix a bright purple, you would take the 2 bluer. The bluer, actually you would have 3 of each primary. 3 of each secondary. You would take the bluer, the cooler blue and the cooler red, and that would make a nice bright purple. If you wanted a purple that wasn't as intense, you would take one of the other primaries warmer, and it would give you a less intense purple.
Does it matter which? Like if you do a cooler blue and a warmer red, or
You will get 2 different colors. So you will get 3 different purples with 2 sets of paints instead. So we're going to do that to get our brightest colors with a color wheel. So in your stack here, you guys need one? Is she gonna do or?
She's just watching. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to do a color wheel, and we will start with reds on the top. And put your warm red on the right side. So just put your 2 reds next to each other on the top. In fact, I will warm red on the right side. Oh, can you get pink for me? Thank you, Julie. You're filling the whole triangle. No, we're ignoring that one. We're doing our own. Here, I'll show you. Right here. Oh, here. Sorry. So this is the warm red. And if you don't know which one that is, I will come help you. It's going to be the brighter one, this one here. This one here.
I put the dark one.
No, that's good. That's good. This one. Okay, that's okay. You put the other one right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that works.
Question for you.
Yes.
You had mentioned that cool. I assume that's a cool blue.
Yes.
And mixing.
No,
it-
this is a warm blue. Sorry.
That's a warm blue.
That is a warm blue. Yes.
That's warm blue. This is the cool blue.
Yes.
Which red is which there?
So this is going to be the warm red, the one you're using now.
Okay. And so mixing the cool red with the warm blue wound up with mud.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're not at that point.
Sorry.
No, but that is
Okay.
this color wheel right here. Thank you. Is how not to get mud.
That's the warm blue.
So your other red is going to go right next to it. And once you get it on the paper, you'll be able to see that it's different. So this is called color bias. And often instead of saying it's biased or it's warm or cool, we will say it's biased towards the primary color or the next primary color. So we're going to skip a space so you can put a little dash through it so you remember to skip it on each side. So now we have to figure out which of our yellows is biased towards red. So it's going to be the one that looks orangier. And we will put that one in this space right here. Oh, sorry. Thank you. I'm sorry. We will put it right here. Thank you so much. That's what I'm getting for not seeing. No, gamboge is a little bit more fleshy. Okay, so some of you probably have cadmium yellow medium. And the other yellow, or some of you may have, cadmium yellow medium. And then the other is either cadmium yellow pale or lemon yellow. So your lemon yellow, which is either, it's more of a true medium yellow, or it may be slightly towards the blue, will go in this next spot here. So the blue we have is actually not, it's a pretty primary blue. It's an ultramarine, and I put it out because that is a very common blue used in palettes. And there are not a lot of common blues that lean cool, that are not pure high pigment. What I mean is high chroma. They're either very pale, like they'll be kind of a lavender blue, so they'll be light in hue, or they'll be really dark, like a Prussian blue. And I wanted something more bright. So ultramarine is what we're using, and it used to be in the Renaissance the most expensive paint color because it was made by crushing lapis stone. Yes, this is not the darker.
Oh, this one.
Yes, the darker is actually warmer. So it's the brighter looking one. This is Julie, and she has our official announcements.
Hi, I'm the program director here at North Coastal Art Gallery, and I want to welcome all of you to this wonderful workshop, which is sponsored in part by the City of Carlsbad Arts Council. And we hope you enjoy it. We hope you spread the word. We'd love to really outgrow this room and outgrow our room at Pine Avenue. And so please help us, give us some feedback, and post us on Instagram. And I'm going to ask for a couple of Instagrammable pictures from you in a couple minutes. So thanks so very much for coming.
Okay, so the warmer blue has more green in it. So this is a phthalo. There are a lot of blues with more green. Anything that says phthalo will have more green. Cerulean has more green. Anything teal or turquoise will have green. With water, this will get transparent. Yes.
It's really tough on those blues to tell which one's warmer or cooler.
It is. So if you're not sure, take a paintbrush and with some water and thin it out right onto your palette.
So I see more green in this, which would, like she said,
Yes.
be more yellow, which would be warmer.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. Very
Okay.
good.
It's mixed with phthalo blue and phthalo green.
This one
one. I don't need to clean. Thank you.
So now we're going to mix colors. So when we mix right here, we're going to mix this yellow, which already is starting to look orange, with this red. And that should give us a much brighter orange than if we mix this one with this one, or this one with this one.
So we're using the brighter red with the orange yellow.
Yes, you're using the cadmium red, the brighter red, with the orange yellow. And you could use your palette knife for that, or a brush. And that will go to the space between. Now, if you forgot to leave a space in between, you can put your little mark on the outside between.
What hue of blue is this?
That's phthalo blue.
Aloe? I like
It is a pretty color. It's a pretty color that's very hard to work with in a lot of paintings because it is so vibrant. Phthalo?
Do you pronounce it phthalo or
Or you
phthalo?
mix it on palette or?
I am really bad at pronouncing words. You are probably right. Phthalo. Thank you.
I'm not sure.
You are probably right. I learned to read before I learned to speak. I did not actually learn to speak until I was almost a teenager. But I read very, very early. So I pronounce things wrong all the time.
My mom speaks 6 languages, so we had to pronounce everything.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, the other word I have trouble with is yellow ochre. Ochre.
It's like the vegetable okra.
Is it?
Yeah.
That will help me remember. Thank you. So it will be darker because the phthalo is so dark. So yes, so with the yellow, you're going to take the brighter yellow with the phthalo green. And it will give you a darker green, but it's going to be really high chroma.
Yeah. So you said phthalo, what did you say?
Phthalo with the lemon yellow. And then with the red, you want to do, so I gave you, here we are with words again, quinacridone red. Quinacridone, thank you. Quinacridone, did I say? Quinacridone. Quinacridone. Thank you. Yes.
Are you Kat?
Katinka.
Katina. Katina. I'm a slow poke, so.
Oh, no, you're not. You're fine. Okay, so this one is going to be, I think your reds are backwards.
This was the lighter one, and this is the darker one.
This is the purpley one. So you're actually going to be mixing this one and this one for right here.
Oh, which one? This is the
This one
darker, the
and
darker one.
this one.
Oh no, the brighter and the darker.
Yes, for right here.
Where do I mix it here?
Anywhere.
Does it matter the ratio?
Not for those two. So somebody just asked if the ratio matters. With the blue and the red, it won't matter so much, but anything you mix with the yellow, it does. And that's another problem with the color wheel. The color wheel implies that if you mix equal parts, you'll get the color between. But that's just not true. The yellow is less dominant than red and blue. So you always need more yellow, which is why on the palettes we gave you a little bit more yellow to emphasize that. Yes. Okay, so we've got the red and the blue. So this is the purpley red. and I had it, okay. So the ultramarine and the kind of more violety red will go right here for your violet color. Okay, so this gives us, with our 6 colors, it gives us primaries and our secondaries. But that's not all we have.
What was the purple color? How did you do that?
It was the quin red
Oh, and that.
and the ultramarine, yes. The 3 that we mixed are secondary colors.
Right, so are they like violet?
Violet, orange, violet, orange, and green. So we're not going to do all of these, but I just want to show you some alternatives. So we have we tried the blue with this red for the violet. Let's try the blue with this red for violet. And we tried this blue with yellow for green. Let's try this blue with yellow for green. So we're going to do 2 squares of blue. Okay, those done with the color wheel. If you can, we're just going to do a little color math.
Look at that.
So wherever you have space, no, the same blue, the ultramarine blue.
The cat is the right one. Yep.
What was the next color we were doing?
Okay, we're gonna do some color math here. So you're gonna take your ultramarine, do 2 squares, 1 plus your bright red, your cadmium red, and 1 plus your bright yellow, your lemon yellow.
Right.
Yes. This one and this one and this. So you're using the 3 colors that look most primary. This one, and this one. Once you get that written down, go ahead and mix those colors. So when we are working with color as artists, we're working with several things. We're working with the actual color of the item. So this is a white tablecloth. Then we're working with the perceived color of it. We don't really see it as a white tablecloth. We see the colors around it changing the color. We see the reflection of the light. We see the shadows. So we've got all those colors. Then we have the colors we have in our palette. We are limited by whatever paint we have. And then on top of that, we have our choices. I could decide I want that to be a red tablecloth. So our choices are, just what we want the artwork to say and what we want to express. for ourselves. And part of the choices is also what we use with color theory and what we decide we don't want to use with color theory. Color theory is a tool, it's never a rule. Yeah, that's really important. This is something for you to know that can be helpful. And if it's not something that should ever limit you. Okay, so did anyone mix these two colors up here? The red and the blue. What do you get? Purple. Is it as bright as this purple? No. So make a little equal sign and put the square of that purple. And do the same with the second one. What color do you get on this one? The blue and the yellow. Greenish. It's actually might be a little bit brighter of a green. More of a grassy green. So sometimes you might like the color better than the original color. Now, what about all three mixed together? Brown, olive, mud, right? Mud. So that is really important because sometimes we want muted colors. So when you get all three colors mixed together, that is actually the easy way to do that is to mix any complementary. Complementary are any two colors opposite on the color wheel. So red and green, orange and blue, purple and yellow. Any of those together will make a brown. So if you want to make brown, that's great. Now let's say you've got a red and it's just too bright. You want to dull it down a bit. Add a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of green to it and it will dull it down. So you can go ahead and experiment with that a little bit. Take any color and add its complement to it. And you could even do it with a little formula. Like you could do a big square of yellow. Plus a tiny violet. Oh, that turned out more blue. And then do an equal sign and that will give you.
Question for you. So
Yes.
I mixed these two, clean brush, and I got, oh, it's kind of,
It's almost brown.
yeah.
Yes, because that red has so much yellow in it, it will give you a violet that's almost brown. And
Okay.
that's kind of what I wanted you to see.
Okay.
That's why not having one red, one yellow, and one blue in your toolkit is as good as having two reds, two blues, and two yellows.
Is there a opacity difference between these two paints as well?
Okay, that's a good question. Opacity difference. So there is opacity differences between the paints you're using. And that comes into play with color mixing. Thank you so much. And a lot of time on the cheaper paints, it's hard to tell. And a lot of the cheaper paints have chalk in it, so they're not transparent at all. They're only transparent because they've got more plastic in them than pigment. But some paints are just naturally transparent. And it's because the pigment in them is transparent. And let me see. Trying to find the marks. Okay, on this one, it just says transparent on the front. And this one says opaque on the back. But, oh, here's one.
I suppose they add a blue also. Oh, I couldn't
So see that square on the front? Right there at the bottom?
Yeah,
See how it's empty?
yeah.
That means it's almost transparent. If it were halfway full, it would be semi-transparent. If it were all the way full, it would be opaque. If it had no line, it would be very transparent.
Yellow and violet give you what color?
Brown. So you did good. That is definitely a mud. Good job making mud.
Thank you.
Speaking of mud, would it be possible to get some fresh water?
Oh, yes.
Thank you so much.
Of course. So knowing how to make mud is as important as knowing how not to make mud. So I'm going to get you some more water in a second, and we're going to do some abstracts. But I just want to go over a couple common color schemes. I did talk about complementary colors, which are opposite on the color wheel. That is what I call a supervillain palette. It's kind of alarming, it's exciting, but it's like what the Joker wears or what supervillains wear. It can be very agitating. So what is, to me, more interesting and a little bit softer, still exciting, is a split complementary, which is not exactly opposite. You would go across and then you would split to the ones right next to it. So it's still really vibrant and exciting, but it is less agitating, I would say. So that's a color scheme I like a lot. If you were to do something like red and green, you're going to look pretty Christmassy. The way to get away from that is to do pink and lime or something like that. So it's not full chroma. Or choose a different value, go a little bit towards one side, and you're a lot safer. All the color wheels on the back side have the most common color schemes on them. So complementary, split complementary on triad and tetrad are on one side. Those are what I would call the exciting or exuberant color schemes. So the tetrad is like a rectangle or a square. So it's would be like red and green plus yellow and violet. So it kind of makes a rectangle on your color scheme. So it's two complementaries together. And the other one is triad. I would say the worst of these, and it's my least favorite color scheme, is red, yellow, and blue put together. It's a children's playroom. However, you can get away with it if you adjust it a little bit. If you do something like cerulean blue and an orangey red and then a yellow ochre and mute one of the colors, and then it's no longer a children's playroom. It could be really fun and really interesting. So when you think about those color schemes, don't think about it just like this. Play with it a little bit, adjust it a little bit. Let's see what others. Okay, so calmer color schemes, it's monochromatic. We talked about value. Value is just adding light or dark. So you can take a blue And you can make it super, super pale so it's almost white, or super dark so it's almost black. And you could do a whole painting in just that color. And there are some very beautiful paintings that are just done in one color. And that's monochromatic. And one step up from that is analogous, and that would be 3 or 4 colors in a color wheel next to each other. And that can look really pretty as well. Let's see, any that I forgot on here? I think those are the main ones. But with a color wheel right here, it'll have the complementary, the split complementary. So you can choose, you can point to your main color. Let's say you want a lot of blue. So if your painting has a lot of blue, and then you would have red, orange, and yellow orange as your complementary. So you wouldn't use these equally. You would use your blue as your prominent color. Then you would use your yellow orange as your kind of your accent color. And then you would use the other one, the red orange, as kind of your spice. So maybe you would only use it right where you want your focal point. So you wouldn't use these all equally. And that also works with complementary. If you want to do something complementary, if your painting has a lot of blue and you want something to really stand out, you can use the complementary to really bring your eye to that section. So we are going to do some abstracts. You have some other paper with you, and you can either use the whole paper, or you can use, we've got tape on the table, so you could divide it just with the tape in half or in 4 pieces. I've got some prompts here I'm going to pass out. So another thing with color is it can represent emotion. So I talked about how lapis used to be very expensive. So blue used to be only for the wealthy. Artists used it only for religious paintings. It was actually illegal to use it for paintings that were not religious in some places. Purple dye in the Renaissance was only used for clothing for the wealthy. So purple was, and also was related to wealth, and still is related to royalty in many places. How does red make you feel? Hot. I know you said you like yellow when you came in. Why do you like yellow?
It's a good color.
It's a good color. How does it make you feel?
Happy.
Happy.
My favorite color ever.
Orange causes me pain.
Sad.
Wait, Halloween must be lovely.
But red makes me feel joy. So that goes into my choice of color with art a lot too. Now, I want you to think of, choose a color from that relates to an emotion for you. So on your list, I have angry, joyful, scared, powerful, peaceful, exuberant, and hopeless. Now, if you're like, but yellow makes me happy and I want to do yellow and I want to do a happy painting, do that. These are just kind of a prompt. And then this is kind of your composition idea. So your color comes from the top and your composition comes from the bottom. And so somebody read out one of the bottom ones to me. Togetherness. Okay, so maybe togetherness is, maybe I'll take it literally and paint some sort of figures clustered together. Or I could do a bunch of blocks clustered together. Or flowers, exactly. So it's kind of whatever whatever comes to your mind. It does not have to be representational at all. This is barely representational. Like if somebody looks at it, it might be figures. It might be candles. Who knows? But it does not have to be. Stability could be a rock. It could be a pyramid. It could be your grandfather. I don't know.
And then what color to use?
So your color is going to be prompted by an emotion. So you're going to choose one of these emotions. So
I
basically,
got joyful. So what color?
so what color is joyful to you?
Oh, to me.
To you. This is
Oh.
personal.
This is personal. Gosh, I like all colors.
I think you like blue.
Yeah.
And we have
Yeah,
more
you're right.
paper. So you're welcome to do several of these until we run out of time. And how are we on time? And what time is this over? What?
You have to look.
Yeah. And once you guys get started, I'll start throwing other color things at you that you don't need to write down. That just, yes. Yes, I'm there's only one per table. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I will give it to you. Can I use your tape?
Thank you. One right here, right behind us.
Oh, there's one right behind you too.
Into quads?
Or halves, just however many. So they would be separate paintings, or you can use your whole sheet as one painting.
Not quad?
If you want, yeah.
Oh.
Quads will give you four little paintings.
We have to be out of where we're at 3:30. And so we shut down at 3:15. If you want to go more than 3:15, that's fine.
And what
'cause-
time is it now? It's 2:40.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, you got time.
okay. Oh, you got everybody water. Thank you.
Yank on your back. There. Thank you.
My brush is dirty.
What is the exercise?
Okay, so you're going to
Uh-huh.
choose from these,
Uh-huh.
and then you're going to decide what color reminds you of that word.
Do we write the word here?
No.
Don't
You
write the
you
word?
paint a painting there.
Oh, okay. But how
And
will I
then-
remember what it is?
You don't have to remember.
Okay.
So let's say you choose powerful. What
Uh-huh.
color is powerful to you?
Blue.
Blue. Okay, and then let's say you choose togetherness. You would paint an image
Uh-huh.
that represents togetherness in blue.
Okay, but I can pick any of these.
You can
right?
pick any of those. And you can use more than one color.
Are we
Okay.
doing each prompt or what do we?
No, just says whatever ones you want.
Whatever ones you want. Gotcha.
And then from there you can go on and do your own if you'd like.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, I just have to run.
Oh, okay.
But thank you so much for
Well, thanks for being here.
personally. I think I will buy this all back. It's right here.
I told them if they want to donate $5 to the gallery, they could take the color wheel with them.
What do you call the type of paper that we're using for the palette?
It's actually called palette paper.
It's velvet?
Yeah, you can buy them in like a booklet like you would buy watercolor paper.
Orange and blue give you violet?
Orange and blue will give you mud.
Oh,
Blue,
because it looks like violet there. Orange, blue, and then it shows
yes,
you-
it does.
It doesn't look brown.
It should be more muddy.
Yeah, okay, so I want
So-
purple.
So right here, so violet, so you come out from here, and
Oh,
it's
so
these
red.
colors.
Oh, okay, so look at that color wheel instead of that color wheel
Yeah.
from-
Well, and even here with the violet, it would be it's the colors closest to it. So orange is way out here. So that would make it more muddy.
Violet would be red and the blue.
Red and blue, yes. And this red will give you a prettier. So let's say I decide I want to work on a painting that's all oranges and teal and gray. And I'm like, do these colors go to, they don't really fit in any of my color schemes that I know about. How do I make sure they work together? I can put a little bit of them on my palette, and then I could take a tiny bit of each color and add it to the other. And it will dull the colors a little bit so they won't be as vibrant, but just adding a tiny bit, they will all start working together.
Adding a tiny bit of one of the others in the triad.
Yes, yeah. And another way to do that is I can just choose one of those colors, the dominant color, and add it to each of the others. And that will keep that dominant color a very vibrant hue. So you still have vibrancy in your painting. Another thing is if I've got a painting pretty much done and the colors aren't working very well, and it's pretty good, but it just feels like the colors need to be pulled together a little bit more, I will take varnish and add yellow to it or blue to it and cover the whole painting. And it just tints it enough that it brings all the colors together. Yeah. Add a little bit of blue or yellow, depending on the painting, sometimes even violet, to varnish.
To the varnish?
Yes, and cover the whole painting with it.
And that just
It will just give it enough of a tint that it brings all the colors together.
Blue or yellow?
Blue or yellow.
Varnish. On acrylic or just on oil?
On acrylic.
And that helps just bring the colors together?
Yes. And you want to make sure not to do it too much. You're not painting, you're not covering anything. You're just
Blue or
giving it a
yellow?
little tint.
Yellow and varnish.
Yeah, you can even try it on one of your things here. Well, you could just add water to paint after something dries. Do one of the little paintings in colors, and then add some water to yellow and brush it over and see what happens.
Okay. And would that work with oil as well? Or just,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very common with oil.
I love your clouds. That's my most important thing.
Maybe you have a delicate soul.
Oh, thank you.
Is that how you-
Is it okay if I bring the other one?
Oh, sure, yeah. She's going to bring one where you can see where I broke all the rules on color. Here's my business card. Would anybody else like my business card?
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Thank you.
My next camp isn't till spring, but it's really fun.
So this is also
Great business.
this is also Katinka's piece, and it's called Primary Residence.
It's like that, that artist who went to Tahiti, what was his name?
Oh yes,
Gauguin?
yes,
Not Gauguin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gauguin.
yeah. It was actually inspired by the Fauvists, who were inspired by Gauguin. So
Okay, I can see that. Yeah, I love it.
whoops. I am so glad you laughed at that.
Right. Cream.
Oh, thank you. We have more paper if anybody wants any. Is there anyone here who paints landscape paintings? Okay, I'm going to tell you a trick about atmosphere and color. You know how out in the distance things look faded, right? In the background? And you probably have added white to make your mountains look like they're out in the distance. The actual color of the molecules in the air between us and the faraway mountains are the color of the sky. So if you mix in the color of your sky to the faraway mountains and more of the color of your sky the further away they are, it's actually turns out looking better than if you mix white. So for me, if a color looks dead, I'll add a touch of its complement. And for me, that will liven it up immediately. And equal parts of complement, you'll get your superhero or supervillain look. But just a touch of it just makes both parts a lot brighter. We have a finished one. Do you want to share what you chose?
Yeah, I chose all cool colors first. And then add a little bit of yellow for a little bit of green. So first I just did all the blue. Then I added the green. Then I just did the pop orange because it's complement color in the blue. So just to give it a pop. With orange. And that's it. Yeah.
Beautiful. And
Yeah, mostly.
do you have a gallery space in town?
No, I don't anymore.
Are you a member here?
No.
Well, why not? Is this one done?
Yeah.
We have another finished. Let me guess. Did you use Joyful?
Yeah.
And which
And growth.
growth? Beautiful. Yeah, that really comes through. So having a list like this in your studio space is great for when you just don't know what to do. And just as a warm-up, having a piece of watercolor paper that you can just divide and do a couple of these for 10 or 15 minutes before you get to work in your studio might give you some idea. And if nothing else, it just gets you started painting. I have a couple items I paint over and over again when I don't know what to paint, and it kind of gets me in the process. Pears and teacups. No. And often I'll paint right over them later rather than sell them. They just kind of warm up. They're a warm up. Oh, that's really cute.
She's an illustrator. She does like cartoon and
Very nice.
a lot of characters, like digital art. Very cool. Very cool stuff. Okay, now, Nadia. See you next.
It's a great subject matter.
It's a great name
The
too,
cat.
Nadia. I love her name.
Did you see the name of the cat over there on the wall?
Good to
Thank
see
you. Good to see
I don't know
you.
if you want to touch me, but
Oh, I hope you
Clap,
join.
clap.
I'll see you next week or next month for the show. Yeah.
for sure. So,
While you're doing this, don't forget to play around with the mixing colors and muting the colors. And also you've got black and white to play with the value too. So that's another thing that is confusing with the color wheel is we've got primary blue, primary red, primary yellow. At some place like Michael's, you might be able to find something called primary red or primary blue, and it'll be in the student level paints. Once you get to professional paints, nothing is called primary. Because with natural pigments, there is nothing that is really a perfectly red or a perfectly blue. Ultramarine is pretty right in the middle. But everything else kind of tilts one way or the other.
It's crazy, hey?
Yes. So then, which yellow is primary and which blue is primary? The answer is they all are. So you pretty much will have to decide which blues you love and which yellows you love. And ideally, if you have one that leans warmer and one that leans cooler, that's better. Then you can make more colors. But my suggestion is you find the colors you love, and once you find those colors, make your own color wheel. It doesn't mean your color wheel is going to have 9 spots, or I don't know how many is on there, 12 spots or 6 spots. Your color wheel, you're going to have as many spots as paints you have, and then you want spaces between each. And if you don't have spaces between each, that's fine. You can put little marks on the side, outside, like I have here, so you know what the colors mix like. What you do want is you do want them in order with bias. And when you've got your own color wheel, you'll be able to see what's across it. So what's your complementary and what will be your colors, your analogous colors that go well together. So you don't ever need, once you get your own color wheel, you won't need this or this, because you'll have your own personal color wheel. Now, a lot of artists never get to that point. They'll have 60 different tubes of paint that they work with. But some artists will wind up having 8 different colors they use over and over and over again.
That's how you can tell who's the artist.
So red makes people hungry,
Oh, yeah.
and it also makes people hurry.
Did you say hungry or angry?
Hungry,
Hungry, yeah.
and it makes them hurry.
They did a study of
It's just funny because stoplights are red.
Did anybody have any color questions?
Have you ever been able to explain well the difference? You know, we're using, I remember, we're using additive colors here, but computers use subtractive colors. Have you ever been able to
So there's so many different types of color theory. So what we're using is reflective color, which is the opposite of light.
project?
Yeah. So with light, it's actually different colors, just like the cones in our eyes use different colors. We don't have red, yellow, and blue cones in our eyes. I think it's like red and green and yellow or something like that to perceive color. So this is color theory just for visual painting art. Printers use different art to mix colors with print. They use magenta, cyan, and yellow, which is similar, but a little different. Very similar colors, but a little bit different. So if we use those colors with painting, we would have a harder time getting a purple, maybe a little bit harder time getting a bright orange, but it works really well with printing. I don't know why. With the subtractive, with the light computer screens, it's just a totally different science. So I understand that it's different, but I don't understand that theory as well.
Yeah, I've learned to do them both, but I can't articulate how to transition from one to another. I just learned to do both from, experience. But like, if somebody asks me to explain it, I'm at a loss for words. I can't explain it to anybody. I don't know. I just know how it works, not.
Well, the light one, it's like light traveling through a lens of
Yeah.
color. Where what we're working with now is it's light reflecting from a surface. So that is the main difference. Oh, everybody look at the cat. That is fabulous.
That's fun.
He has prescription glasses. It's okay.
Wait, his glasses?
He has like little round glasses. Like Simon the Chipmunk.
Oh, there they are.
I didn't finish this one. Oh, yeah, kinda. I mostly make my own characters.
I love that it's not just gray. I'm going to pass this around, bring it closer so people can see the blue and the pinks in it.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Environment changes the way a color will look. Just like my dress I'm wearing now will look different on your skin than on your skin than on your skin. I love pink. I can put on a pink dress and it will turn brown on me. I don't know why. I should know why. What?
You said it'll turn gray on you?
It'll turn brown on me.
Brown?
Yeah, not all pinks, but some pinks will turn brown on me. So I'm just going to demo this same green on this light blue. And then this is the complementary of the same green. And both of these, the green looks really bright. But do you see how they look different? It's the same green, but this one has a more serene feeling. For this one, it almost looks like the green is fighting the red. And it looks like almost like it's moving. And the green to me looks brighter, even though it's actually darker because some of that red is making it darker because it would need a second coat to be solid enough. But that's just showing you how context matters. What colors are around it will make it look a lot different. All right, can anybody guess what any of these are?
All the colors we learned.
Is this stability? Isolation? Togetherness? What's this one?
Oh.
And what's this one?
Yeah. Those are good.
Really nice. Oh, we've got a finished one over here too.
Oh, that's fun. That reminds me of Chuck Cesaro, huh?
Oh, that's cool.
What was your inspiration?
It's exuberant.
Exuberant. I love it. Is this done?
Yes.
I love these. Look how powerful these are.
Neat.
Nice.
Neat. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Now, these really feel like they have a message, right?
Yeah.
If I were at a gallery, I would stop at these. What was the inspiration for those?
The top one is anger and pressure. Sometimes that's what we feel, driving in Southern California.
Yeah.
This one is isolation and hopelessness.
Which is
This is,
Isolation
the
and
bottom one,
hopelessness.
isolation and hopelessness?
yeah, it looks like little people.
Yeah,
Actually.
yeah.
And so he's
Yeah.
kinda in a
Feels like
turmoil,
it.
Right? The colors.
Yeah.
Kinda depressing. A little bit.
What I love, same person.
Just your emotion, right?
Yeah. You're very good at being expressive.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
What was the top emotion?
This one.
No, that's that
This
one.
one. This one.
Yeah.
This one's joyful and growth.
Nice. Growth.
Growth.
And the bottom one with the fish?
That's
How do you say your name?
Katinka.
Katinkabelle. Did your mother name you that?
My mother named me Katinka. Katinkabelle is my business name.
Ah, that's cool. What type of name is Katinka?
Russian.
It's Russian?
Yes.
Oh, from where in Russia?
I was actually not I'm not Russian.
Okay.
My parents were reading Dostoevsky when
Oh,
I was born.
Dostoevsky, okay.